Welcome to my tutorial about fixing difficult scans in ZBrush. First of all, I like to set up my background to be flat. Then I import the object, click Edit, and then we're ready to start. So, I prefer grey material, which is DW Basic for viewing the object. So let's have a look. There's a large space underneath the bust which needs to be filled. The customer wants to keep as much of it as possible. So we're going to look at how to do that using masking techniques, and I can show you that if you mask the area on the outside, it will be following through to the inside. So therefore, we need to fix this by using an auto masking technique. Hold down Command as if you're going to do the masking. Click Backface in the brush palette, auto masking. Then you will be able to mask on the outside on a very thin area, and the inside area will be unaffected. So mask the area that you want to protect. In this case, the outside needs to be protected, and do the same for the back. Turn around, rotate down, and just paint generously on the outside. Even if the area is very thin, it should be unaffected on the inside, as you can see. Continue masking the whole object on the outside area, and then you will have an area inside, which is the area that needs to be filled. Just continue to mask. You can use a drag option, a box like that. Make sure everything is completely masked. Just finishing the chin there. That's it. Now we're ready to drag the whole area down, which is a lot easier than inflating or trying to fill it using any other technique. I've snapped the drag. Use the middle circle in the move tool to drag the whole area down. Now we have effectively filled that area that we want to keep. Now we're ready to Dynamesh the whole object. Dynamesh it to keep something similar to the number of points, the polygons that you already have. You don't want to lose any detail. So now we've cut the bottom area to the extent that we want to keep. Now you need to delete the hidden area in the modified topology, and then perform another Dynamesh. This gives us a nice flat base, which is the first step in cutting the bust. Now I notice there is a little area on the shoulder of the bust which needs to be corrected. I'm just going to use a move tool to do that. Drag that out so we can then slice the shoulder area of the bust. Turn the object, rotate it to the position that you desire, trim that off, and if you're satisfied, you can go ahead and Dynamesh that. Delete hidden in modified topology, then Dynamesh, and you will have a nice flat surface. then perform the same procedure on the other side. Drag the object down, rotate, delete hidden, Dynamesh. Now our bust is fairly quickly corrected and ready for any other touching up. There's a few areas which need to be fixed, probably caused by masking not being perfect, and there's also an area at the front which is messy from the scan, so I'll just zoom in and have a look at that. I think it's advisable to delete as much of that as possible to save time. So Shift, Control, Alt, using a lasso, select the area, delete the hidden area, and then re-Dynamesh. You notice in close-up the edge is a bit scrappy where we performed the Dynamesh on the bust edges. We can soften that up later. So do some smoothing, hold Shift, adjust your draw size, and just smooth out the messy areas. Looking for polygons which are messy, they can be inflated and then re-Dynameshed and then smoothed. That's smoothing after Dynamesh. Now we have some lumpiness which you can just take out using a clay tool and hold Alt to perform a subtraction. Adjust your draw size so that you keep the form as much as possible and don't disturb the shape of the scan. Bit of a smooth. Some other areas need touching up. We had a join around the neck. There were obviously two objects combined. Where two objects combine in Dynamesh, you often get some noise with the polygons. Smooth those out using the smooth tool. Just work around. Keep the brush size quite small so you don't disturb the form too much and you retain the shape. Smoothing out. Rotate the form. Smooth. Just working around the neck. On the other side. That's good enough. So, just going to fix that lump on the back, which was caused by the masking not being perfectly accurate. I'm going to use a flattening brush, which is very good for this kind of thing. Just flatten that down, then give it a smooth. Smooth out some other areas. Okay, I noticed a strange thing happened at the back of the base, which needs to be fixed. Also, the angle wasn't quite correct, and that needs to be fixed. So delete hidden, Dynamesh. So I'll go in and I'll zoom in on that back area, mask the panels that you want to protect, and you still have auto masking to protect the back face. So just mask the one you want to keep, and obviously on all sides, and then you can smooth out that strange bit of geometry at the bottom while protecting the other faces. Good. Okay, we're almost there. Oh, I noticed a big hole on the head in the hair, so I'm just going to inflate that hole. Use the inflate brush and fill it up. It's a very deep hole for some reason. You will get a lot of artifacts with 3D scans which need to be fixed. Once you've performed that, you need to Dynamesh again, and it will be perfect. So we've got slightly ragged edges all the way around where we performed the cut, so let's smooth those out. Just a gentle smoothing with quite a small brush. And take that all around the edges to match the quality of the scan. I noticed another problem area which occurred due to the masking not being completely perfect, and I've dragged down a hole where the edge of the clothes, and so I'm just going to inflate that area, fill the hole, then re-Dynamesh to make the polygons good. And then just going to finish smoothing off those edges. Just follow around gently, including the base. Don't use a large brush, so you're not affecting the overall shape. Good. So, I will have a look again, check if there's any other problems. It seems fine. I'm just going to flatten those lumps where the shirt needed fixing. Use the flatten tool again. Flatten and smooth. And I think we're pretty much done. So, let's do a save. Should really have saved the project earlier. Let's have a render to show the customer. You can place the object, then if you hold Shift S, then you can move the object across, get another version, then do a quick render with best, and you can see a nice simple render to send to your customer. There we go. Looking good. Okay, so I've kept the object to roughly the same number of points, about 1 million, and because this is a fairly low res object, which is going to be, it's actually for CNC milling, it doesn't have to be a very large file size, so I might drop it down a bit using the decimation plugin, which is very, very useful in ZBrush. Go to plugins. Well, I'm saving the object now. At the high res. So we have a ZBrush file saved and we have an object saved, so we can always go back and fix things. Now, ZBrush plugins, Decimation Master, this performs a very intelligent decimation. It will take some time to process, and then I'm going to choose 60%, so it's not too destructive. And let's have a look at the polygons. Click the Draw Poly frame, and you can see a very clever distribution of polygons, larger in the flatter areas, which really brings the count down in a very non-destructive way. In particular, notice the flat areas have very large polygons. This saves a lot of space. Keeps the file low. I'm going to save the new decimated version, ready for delivery to the customer. And that's it. Ready to go. Thanks for watching.